Good morning, everyone. Joining in virtually, those of you here in the room, my name is Jorge Villarreal, and I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Mauricio Pedroza, who will be giving his end-of-year presentation. We will have the presentation covered, and then we will open the floor up to any questions from staff members, any comments as well. And if anyone joins virtually later after the fact, and if they would like to contribute anything as well, that time they'd be free to. So welcome, Mauricio. Good morning. Give it away.
Good morning. Uh, I'm Mauricio Pedroza, and this is my end of year report. I'm also my 2024-2025 end of year report. I'm also nursing major, just to put that out there. So my summer before school, I was working a summer job. I was lifeguarding, which was a pretty interesting job. It was pretty, honestly, the first job I honestly really liked and could say love too. Because honestly, this career or this job, I mean, opened up my eyes to a whole new world, like emergency, um, like rescues and stuff like that. And emergency rescues. Honestly, it was pretty fun. It was way better than my other jobs that I had before because they were just like random like summer jobs that I just cashiered. But with this job, I gained a whole new status. Like I told somebody, oh, I was a lifeguard, and they would think, wow, so like you can swim, or you know how to do CPR, you know how to like do multiple things that are honestly really useful in life. And it made me feel good. And this job made me feel like I should do something similar for my career. So that's what opened my eyes to nursing and EMT and other emergency careers. Then also my scholar retreat is pretty cool. When I first got there, I was so nervous. I didn't know how the people would be there, if everybody was going to be like nerdy or very competitive. I mean, or like they would be like unfriendly. But honestly, they were pretty friendly. There's pretty like awesome people, and they're some of my best friends today. Um, these are this is Ishwar. Andres, I knew from middle school. I met him in sixth grade in robotics. He was pretty awesome. Honestly, I was surprised to see him there. I didn't know that he would be there. I just got there. I was nervous, and then I saw him. I honestly instantly relaxed because at least I knew somebody that was there and I could hang out with. Then that's his roommate Leo, and my roommate at the retreat was Ramon. So that was just our like kind of our small group, but it became bigger as the year went on. Ishwar was pretty the most extroverted one there, honestly. That's why he was in there. And then also during the summer, I visited my mom's childhood home. This honestly opened up my eyes. Um, Living at my home, I never really went outside of the country before. And honestly, I thought everywhere in the world was like my house. And honestly, my house isn't even that good, but compared to my mom's childhood home, it's a mansion. Um, there was like no AC, only one room had an AC. There's like one TV, and that's my actually currently my uncle lives there too with his wife and kid. And honestly, I I couldn't like imagine how it is to live in those conditions. I couldn't even last the whole day without like being bored or so tired or like so tired of the heat. It was the summer, it was like 105 degrees, um, and no AC, like no ventilation, no nothing. And honestly, it made me grateful for the opportunities my parents gave me. Um, and then um, and then the fall semester, this was honestly the most exciting part of my life. It was the first time living alone. Oh my God, I love this. I didn't have to deal with my parents yelling at me, telling me to be home at a certain time and go to sleep at a certain time. But very challenging as well, because that means I was held accountable. It is my fault for being late, or it is my fault for not showing up to something or failing a class, because I don't have my mom to tell me, oh, you have homework, or you have to do this, or go do that. So everything is up to me and nobody else's fault. And then also composites, this was pretty fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I made friends with like random people that I didn't even like know that they weren't scholars, they were just in the honors college. And I mean, it was pretty cool. I got to meet people that were on my floor. There was also a guy that I met who I didn't even know he was in the honors college, and I met him through driving school, and he was honestly like pretty fun. I still talk to him today. Um, I volunteered with scholars. There's a couple pictures. This is the first event that I got invited to with Terry's. You can see Andres, Evan, Leo, and there's multiple other Terry scholars there. We handed out like these big piles of food to like random people, and that they would come in their cars, and we just put them in the back, load them up. And then also their Best Best, with the tops, we were at their boba stand. Yeah, boba stand that's already that t-shirt. Some couple funny pictures. And also I ran a 5K with Ethan Avalos. He's pretty one of my closest friends now. He might have beat me by a little bit, just a little bit, but I mean, I was still right behind him. And then also some orgs. Well, my main org was the Pre-Nursing Society. I'm a nurse. I mean, I want to be a nurse. So this was pretty interesting, pretty beneficial organization. I met other like-minded people who are also pursuing the same career as me. So we all help each other. We have a big group meeting. There's like almost 500 people in that group meeting. And then I visited with my friends Austin for the first time. Like one of my friends, he lives at UT Austin. He goes there, and he invited me over since his roommate was away for the weekend. And I told him, oh, like new city, like what? Like I'll go. Like I didn't have my parents to tell me no, so I was like, okay, I'll just go visit. I saw the Capitol. There's a picture right here. It was pretty cool. Honestly, it didn't even look real when I saw it. I was like, what? No way, that's the Capitol. And then I went to a couple concerts. My main one was Xavier Wolf. I'm not sure if everybody knows him, but he did make the Tokyo Drift song. So I mean, I'm pretty sure people would know that one from Fast and Furious. And then I went to UTSA events and football games. That was pretty fun. There's a couple right there on the right or left side, actually. Right side. And we're famous. There was 4,000 likes on that one UTSA post with me, Holly, Fernanda, Ashley, who else?
Alina, looks like.
Alina and
TLS students.
yeah, a bunch of TLS students. That was pretty fun. And then that was one of the first events that we got when we got here. I forgot what that one was, but it was pretty cool. They were giving out free Raspas. I was like, what? I didn't know UTSA was like this. That was pretty cool. And then spring semester came around, and during the winter break, I felt like I still didn't do enough. And I talked to Kenshin, who's also a nursing student. We both talked, we should like thinking about things we should do, next steps, like what to do for our careers. And we thought, oh, a good next step was to get phlebotomy certified. So we both took a class, we practiced on each other. It was pretty fun. It was a 2-day course, and honestly, it was pretty easy, pretty fun. I met a couple people they're like, I was surprised that most people that were taking the course were also older than me, like at 30 plus. There was like 2 professors too that said that they were taking the course because they needed to learn how to be phlebotomy certified for an experiment, a research experiment that they were doing at their school. I believe they were at St. Mary's or Olu. They're like professors for one of those schools. It was pretty interesting. And then, but that was pretty fun. Kenshin's pretty good at phlebotomy. He never missed a vein for me. And then also continues participating in pre-nursing society. Why not just keep going? They had a pretty interesting event, but I was kind of bummed out that they didn't have enough supplies for it. When we showed up, it was a IV training event. And I mean, I was so excited, but the main person that was running it didn't bring enough, like, or she said that the supplies didn't come in time. So we just had a talk with one of the nurses. They brought a nurse to talk to us about her career. And then also I applied to be I applied for EMTB training. So I'm still waiting to hear back. They did say that in around the end of May, they might start the next class. And I just had to take the way my main contact said it is that I just have to take a 7th grade exam, and then I'll be eligible to participate in the training. And it's a 30-week course, because since it's only 2 times a week that they meet, so like from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays. But I did ask to see if I could shorten that time, maybe have 4 meets in a week. So it could, like, instead of 30, it's 15, but I'm still waiting to hear back. And then also I started working at a mobile vet clinic. Oh, by the way, I also learned this EMTB training program from Leo. So shout out to Leo. And then I started working at a mobile vet clinic. Shout out to Evan, he got me this job. I asked, I talked with him, like, I knew about this career, this job, in the fall, because I asked him, oh, what does he do for, like, what did he do for work? Because I was curious about everybody's, like, summer job. And he said that he worked with his mom, who was working at a mobile vet clinic. And he said it was a pretty decent job, that it isn't too hard, and the hours aren't that bad. So I asked him out, randomly, I just, like, asked him, like, oh, like, do you think I could work there? And he's like, yeah, like, honestly, yeah. Just like, give me your info and I got you. And I was like, oh, okay. And honestly, pretty good job. Like 20 an hour for, like, not really doing much, just helping out the process, throughout the process of, like, taking care of the pets. And then also pretty interesting, it was not on my bucket list, but I was a guinea pig in a sleep experiment. For one of my classes, psychology, intro to psychology, it's required to take at least 6 hours in sauna. So sauna is like some, like, research, like part of, like, UTSA, where they, like, you just, like, sign in, and then you can participate in many, like, research experiments and studies. They could be either surveys, like hour-long surveys, or they could be actual experiments, like being studied for my sleep. The experiment, what I did, I showed up early. They said to not drink any caffeine prior for, like 12 hours, I think, not eat anything, and not be too well rested. I showed up early. It was around 12 p.m. where they told me to show up. I showed up. They made me read consent forms. I gave them the okay, and then they got started. They made me do, like, a quiz. I forgot. It was I just had to. There was a word that would pop up on the screen, on the computer screen, and it would be. They would ask me, oh, if there was a E or no E, I just pressed. If there was an E, I pressed this one button. If there was no E, I would press another button. And the word would only pop up for, like, a second or two, so I would have to be fast. And then I'm pretty sure the whole point of the experiment was to just see how sleep impacts memory. Since right after they put the electrodes and everything after that quiz, they put a whole, like, helmet or beanie. It looked like a beanie, like a bunch of electrodes poking my scalp, and they put, like, a lot of gel to connect the electrodes. They told me to go to sleep, and then once I woke up, they made me wait 15 minutes, because they explained that for, like, after 15 minutes, after like a nap or a sleep, that's when you're, like, more fully alert. And then I was like, okay. And then I took a test, they explained it to me. And I didn't know this, but apparently they didn't tell me, of course, because it was part of the experiment. But I had to be able to memorize all the words that they showed me at the first quiz that would only showed up for like a second. So I was like, what? How am I supposed to remember all that? But they did. The quiz was just remember the last three parts of a word stem. So like they started like CAT, and then you had to finish it. So like I put castle. You needed to finish the last three words. And maybe not, it was part of like the last quiz, I'm not sure. But also another part that I did was intramural sports. In the fall semester I did, what was it? Indoor soccer, and then we did 7-on-7 flag football. That was pretty fun with like all the other Terrys. And then also for the spring semester I only did outdoor soccer since I didn't have much time for the other ones. They also had them at like kind of like bad times. Then the next one, I didn't even know I was going to do this, but bungee jump for the first time. It was Newcomb Ranch. It was interesting opportunity. It was pretty fun. I never expected to like do anything like that. It was pretty random too. I didn't expect that to be at a tennis camp. Like what? And then also another thing that I didn't know was going to be on my bucket list or that I would do in my college year, my first college year, is see people for free too, by the way. Here at during the NCAA events. That was pretty awesome. I went with a couple other Terry and TLS scholars. I saw Ramon, I was with Ramon, who was Leo, Ashley, Fernanda. I'm pretty sure that was it. Oh, and Ethan. So that was pretty fun. And then also currently for one of my classes, I'm writing a 20-page research paper on the history of diabetes before insulin. It's been interesting. And then for one of my other labs, I gained many lab skills. Like I learned how to asymptotically inoculate bacteria from one place to another. So that just means like not make a mess, don't get anything contaminated. Then next. Okay, some memorable moments. Well, the scholar retreat, that was pretty interesting. Like we did a scavenger hunt around San Antonio. That was pretty, I didn't expect that. Then we ate on the Riverwalk. That was pretty cool. I didn't even know we could do that. I never seen anybody eat at one of them boats for the Riverwalk. And then UTSA events, I didn't know they got this rowdy, pun intended. And then what was it? Halloween. That was Ethan with his SpongeBob costume for one of the Terry events that he went to, and I was invited. Then also this first TLS volunteer event that we had, I was this dinosaur. That was pretty uncomfortable. I also got hit by one of the kids. I was like, what? And then that's like we would have movie nights sometimes like what in the lounge with all our friends. That's like, I think this was also when we watched the elections, but we would do all sorts of things in the lounge. So we would all gather around and then just eat and watch something on the big screen. Someone would connect their laptop and we would watch something. That's like probably like 20 people there. And then that's just like random side quests that we would do. We went to Sonic. I think we went to watch a movie and then we went to Sonic. I forgot. But like that's interesting. And then UTSA had a petting zoo. That was pretty random. I never got to thought I would see a petting zoo at a school like that. And then just a picture of me, my lab skills. I learned how to see also how to stain bacteria so I could see through a microscope. Since at first it's like very clear, and then you have to stain it like in a certain way to be able to see it.
Okay, so this, time check. Got 10 minutes left.
Okay. And then, well, my summer plans, I do plan to finish or start and finish EMTB training. It'll be fun. This will open my eyes to new things, and it'll make me let me know if I want to continue with my nursing career or if I want to do something more other than just nursing. And then also work as a phlebotomist. I would like to do this just to gain some clinical hours, just helping out people. Either at a like a blood donation place, a plasma donation place, or even a clinic lab, which I would like to do. And then also work part-time at the mobile vet clinic, which is a pretty fun job, honestly, not too bad. And then volunteer at University Health through their volunteer program. I did a couple, I researched around, I looked around, and their program is pretty interesting. They have multiple things that you could do, and some volunteer jobs you have to get extra training to be able to do. So if you want to be on the floor helping people with patients or stuff like that, you would need to get some extra training through their system. So I would like, this is very interesting, and I would like to continue that or start that and continue. And then study for the T's for nursing school. This is a big thing that I have to do to get into for my next step in my collegiate career. And I would like to hopefully get a really good grade. So all of the nursing schools go on. And then plan out how I want my next school year to be like and set goals. So I know for this is the thing I forgot to add, or well, it's new, so I didn't add it to my spring semester, but I will be changing my my major to biology so I could get a step ahead in my future career, since I don't really want to just stop at being a registered nurse. I want to continue. So hopefully I could be either a CRNA or a nurse practitioner and get a step ahead on my classes. Just I know for the requirements is to get at least a B or higher in organic chemistry. So I'll be taking that next semester. And then is that it?
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Oh, and then some goals for 2025 and 2026 is get certified, work as a EMTB, and prepare for nursing school, maintain a competitive GPA for nursing school, and gain more experience in patient care. Thank you. And any questions?
Well, it's been a memorable year. It sounds like you have a lot of really good experiences under your belt and are pursuing a number of things, Mauricio. I think that sort of the next step beyond committing yourself to so many things is really ensuring that you're showing up for them, really ensuring that you're choosing your experiences and the things that enrich you in a real intentional way. And we find when we work this program as staff members that when students are they're a bit picky and they're a bit intentional about what it is they decide to give their time to, then they reflect on it more. And the more they reflect on it, then the more they are to retain the skills that they're being taught by that specific experience. So I would just say continue to approach everything with an open mind. Don't lose sight of your goals, and also always commit yourself to improving, to standing out, and to becoming better than your competition, your peers. Always kind of keep that in mind. Presentations like this are a great example of a way in which you can learn a lot about what others are doing and kind of build notes and kind of prepare for what you need to be doing, what steps you need to be taking. So my big immediate piece of advice to you is feel free to just stop by in this room later on throughout the day and see if you can sit in on some more presentations, including at least a senior exit presentation. Those are happening most in the afternoon, because they're fascinating to hear. And a lot of those students were in your shoes and now they're going to really successful places. So it's going to help you immensely. And then I would also try and seek out any sort of professional development opportunities through honors, yes, but also just through your student success center. right? And through anywhere that you think will give you, I guess, like ammo to kind of build up yourself better, improve your timeliness, improve your presentation skills. The same things we recommend to everyone, I think you'll get a lot out of them. But this was good to see, so good job.
Congratulations on a very successful year. Looks like you're doing a lot. Looks like you're very intentional with the relationships you're building, not only within TLS, but also Terry and Top Scholar. And you can see a couple of Top and Terry's in the and TLS and joining us virtually over Zoom. But just congratulations on a very successful year. Super excited to see what you do next. To add to piece of advice from George, really be thinking about mentorship next year, right? We just selected the new cohort of TLS. We have 14 students joining us next fall. And so I'm sure a couple of them are also going to be interested in like health professions, and you can definitely share your wealth of expertise to them.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you,
Christy
Mauricio.
or Ashley, Artie, Fernanda, Ethan, anyone else have any comments, questions?
I'll just say, it sounds like you're doing great things. Yeah, you're doing great things. Keep up the good work on that front.
Christy, we can't hear you.
Can you try again, Christy?
I'll just put it in the chat.
We can hear you now.
Oh, I just said you're doing a lot of great things. Keep up that good work. Do be mindful of your kind of those extra professionalism things that can really make a big difference. It can either make or break you. So take George's advice to great heart is what I would say. But glad to have you on the team.
Already said, thank you for being such an amazing friend and a person to be around. I can't wait to make more memories with you.
Oh, thank you.